I want to start today by welcoming a very specific group of people into this room. If you're here because you just watched that motocross clip, the one with the insane hang time, welcome in. That moment when the bike leaves the ground and gravity just waits. That wasn't chaos. That was commitment meeting precision. You don't get that kind of air by accident. You don't float like that unless everything before the jump was intentional. So, if that clip stopped you, even for a second, you're exactly where you need to be. And for the ones who've been here already, the returning followers, the quiet observers, the ones who don't comment every time, but never fully leave. Welcome back. You weren't late, you were early. And now the timing has finally caught up. This space is called the Wolf Den. Okay, Bess, I see you. I see you, Wolf. I appreciate that wolf emoji. We don't gather here for noise. We don't gather here for the noise. The motocross clip wasn't about stunts, it was about hang time. That suspended moment where everything is already decided. But the landing hasn't happened yet. Builders, they live here. I appreciate you hearting it up. Keep tapping that screen, Wolf. Let's go. The suspended moment where everything is already decided. But the landing just hasn't happened yet. And that's where builders live. Right before the drop. Right after the commit. They get ready to take that jump and that leap of faith into the unknown to use your entrepreneurial skills, to use AI, and to create momentum so that you can get your time back. You can finally have that income stream that you have been wanting. Takes discipline, takes knowledge and blueprints. That's the phase that I'm in now, the point of no return, where hesitation is gone and all that's left is execution. And that's who this room is for. 2 weeks ago, I was still diagnosing systems and diagnosing them, right? Diagnostics. Now I'm enforcing them. And that's a very different energy. And when you're diagnosing, you're still half inside of the problem, right? Because you're analyzing it, you're explaining it, and you're trying to make sense of what's leaking. When you're enforced, and I see you, Wolfden. I see you, Wolfden. Welcome in, YouTube, Neon Income AI. If you're new here, drop a wolf emoji in the comments below. Keep hitting that heart button out there. Let's go. If y'all can feel that energy, let's go. When you're diagnosing it, you're still half inside of the problem. You're analyzing, you're thinking about it, you're explaining it, and you're trying to make sense of what's leaking. And when you're enforcing, the decision has already been made. Go ahead and share us out. Go ahead and share us out. Hit that share button. What stays, what goes, and what gets access, and what doesn't. So today isn't about burnout. It's about what comes after you stop tolerating broken architecture. And let me say this clearly for anybody new here. This is not a motivation channel. This is not hustle porn. This is not a place where effort disappears into the void. We mean business around here. Real systems, real work, real compounding. And if you show up consistently, if you pay attention, if you apply instead of just consuming, your effort will not be wasted. Loyalty here isn't ignored, it's remembered. Let's go, YouTube. Neon Income AI up in the house. Who else is going to keep it this real with you? Most creators lie. Most creators say, oh, if you only follow the blueprint, then success will be yours too. But what they don't really tell you is that everything that you do based on mood, it's not a system. Most people never get taught the difference between motion and momentum. Motion looks easy and it looks busy, and momentum carries and it's a lot slower. And motion burns energy. Momentum multiplies it. That motocross jump only looks wild because you didn't see the setup, the approach, the alignment, and the discipline before it goes brap, 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 brap before the launch. Nobody focuses on the 1,000 correct micro decisions that make hang time possible. They only notice the air. And that's how most people misunderstand success. They chase the jump without building the runway. And here's the truth that most creators won't say out loud. Platforms don't reward effort. The system could care less about your feelings. The system rewards structure. They don't care about how tired you are. They don't care how consistent you've been. They don't care how much heart you pour into it. If you don't design your own system, you become fuel for someone else's. That's not a moral failure. That's an engineering problem. If you're an entrepreneur, drop the wolf emoji in the comments below. Now, that engineering problem, I had to face that head on. In motocross shorts, well, I love motocross. And I know y'all do too. I had to face a lot of things head on in my life. And riding dirt bikes and stuff like that was one of my ways of being able to find my zen. In another way that I was creating constantly, I was posting, I was learning, and I was improving. But the output wasn't compounding. Everything felt linear. Do more, get tired, repeat. And then it clicked. I wasn't building a system. I was feeding one, chasing the dopamine hits. So I stopped asking, how do I push harder? And I started asking, where is the energy leaking? And that question changes everything. The first leak most people miss is this. They confuse visibility with leverage. Views feel productive. Engagement feels validating. But validation doesn't build freedom. Exposure without architecture just makes you louder, not safer, not freer, not sovereign. If you wake up every day at zero, zero carryover, zero compounding, and zero reuse, you don't have a content problem. You have a system problem. The second leak is emotional drag. And we're going to talk about it honestly here. If your personal environment is unstable, if you're constantly regulating other people's emotions, chaos, avoidance, or decisiveness, your nervous system is burning fuel before you ever sit down to build. You cannot scale while constantly stabilizing someone else. Peace isn't a luxury, it's an infrastructure. And in the Wolf Den, infrastructure comes first. The third leak is one people really resist, trying to be understood by the wrong audience. A lot of you aren't unclear, you're just early. When you keep explaining yourself to people who don't share your trajectory, you dilute the signal. Clarity doesn't come from saying more, it comes from saying less, more precisely. That's why this space exists. Not to convince everyone, to gather the ones who already feel it. So let me talk about what's different now. Don't create anything single use anymore. If it can't be clipped, stacked, reused, archived, or repurposed, it doesn't ship. Fresh is expensive, and systems, well, they're cheap. And that one rule gave me my time back. Not motivation, time. And time is where leverage lives. I also collapse decision points. Most people are exhausted because they decide too much. What to post, when to post, which platform, which angle, and which tone. And that's not creativity, it's actually friction. And I removed that choice. I operate inside lanes now. Same structure, same windows, and the same rules. Creativity thrives inside constraint. And that's how professionals work. And here's the one that separates builders from spectators. I stopped negotiating with energy drains, not arguing, not explaining, not waiting for alignment. If something costs clarity, it no longer gets access. And that applies to platforms, to projects, to people. Peace isn't passive, it's enforced. If you're new here and wondering what the Wolf Den actually is, let me explain it plainly. This is the long game room. We don't reward loudness. We reward consistency, application, and loyalty. Not loyalty to me, loyalty to the work. The people who stick around here, who show up quietly, consistently, without demanding attention, those are the ones who get access later. Access to the ideas before they go public. Access to frameworks that don't get handed out on the surface. Access to opportunities that don't come from chasing. We don't announce that loudly, we observe. And we remember. The motocross crowd understands this instinctively. You don't earn respect mid-air. You earn it in preparation, in repetition, and showing up when nobody's watching. That's wolf energy. And if you're sitting there thinking, I'm tired, but I'm not lazy. I'm capable, but something hasn't clicked yet. I know I'm meant for more, but I can't brute force my way there. Then good. That means you're not broken. It means you're ready to stop grinding and start architecting. Builders burn out when they're trapped inside systems that they didn't design. Architects recover when they reclaim structure. Let me say this to the people who feel behind. You're not late. You arrived when you're ready to land. Most people, they bail midair. They panic in the silence. They want applause before alignment. But the ones who trust the hang time, who stay suspended without flailing, who keep their body aligned until the ground meets them, they're the ones who ride it out. The space is going to get quieter as it gets stronger, and that's intentional. We're not chasing growth, we're building something that can hold it. So whether you found this through adrenaline or you've been circling this work for a while, you're not behind, you're catching up, and you are on time. Welcome to the Wolf Den, because we build here And remember who builds with us. Wolf Den out.